Hi, welcome to your astrology forecast for July 5th to July 8th, 2014. And on July 1st, I didn't mention that Mercury went direct again in Gemini, and the shadow period will continue until July 15th. Now, when it was retrograde, we were reflecting upon certain ways of being, certain ways we think, and really maybe letting go of certain thought patterns or other things revolving around our siblings, or maybe reflecting on our siblings or on how we communicate to others. And now we can move forward again with the things that we learned with the retrogrades, so we can communicate the things we need to communicate to our siblings, or kind of keep on, or like start new things based on the things we learned during the retrograde period, like, you know, what we could do to communicate or other things like that. Okay, on July 5th, the Sun in Cancer opposes Pluto in Capricorn and squares the Moon in Libra, which opposes Uranus in Aries, creating a Grand Cross. So we're looking at the Grand Crosses again these days. So with the Sun opposing Pluto, this could create power struggles, especially revolving around family and career. And there could be things coming up for us, hidden things, hidden feelings about our careers that we need to transform, and perhaps there may need to be a transformation in the career we're in. And there also could be transformations that take place that have to do with how we view authority figures, and maybe what we can do to become an authority figure ourselves. The Sun in Cancer will bring a focus on family, and with them in opposition, this definitely brings tensions up. So that's why I mentioned power struggles. With them squaring the Moon in Libra, opposing Uranus and Aries, the Moon in Libra is really asking us to nurture our relationships, while Uranus in Aries is very opposite of that. It wants freedom and independence, and to really express yourself in the most highest way. But then there's the squares going on, and there's all these things that are really holding us back from wanting to be completely free, because of course there's obligations, there's work, there's family, there's our relationships. And so we're really in this inner struggle of needing to find the balance between all of those things and still being true to our highest self in the process. So really listen to your feelings during this time and follow what you think is right in terms of what your highest good is and the highest good of all. And that should help ease some of the tension, and of course make any adjustments as necessary. If you're focusing too much in one area, or being maybe like ignoring an area, then you should put your attentions in the area in which you've been ignoring, and maybe balance your time and energy wisely. And on that same day, the Moon in Libra trines Venus in Gemini. Now this actually helps a lot ease the struggles, especially when it comes to relationships, because Venus in Gemini will help us to communicate easier in our relationships and approach them in a much more intellectual and very rational way. And the Moon in Libra can also be very fair with its subjectivity. The Moon is very subjective about their own emotions, but Libra can help to see both sides of the issue. So being able to balance things will come easier, and also being able to communicate how you're really feeling within your relationships would come easier as well. And then the Moon in Libra conjuncts Mars in Libra. Now this will call for more independence. This will call for us to really stand up for ourselves, and maybe even confront things within our relationships. Maybe we need to set some boundaries and be like, hey, I need this for me, I need this, whether it's just more of a feeling, or maybe it's an actual way that you'll have to create a boundary. But yeah, that Venus in Gemini will help us communicate that. Alright, on July 6th, the moon moves into Scorpio. So this is going to bring up some really deep unconscious emotions, and of course it's better to meditate during these times when those things are happening so that we can really transform those deeper feelings and look at them as well. If you don't look at them, then this can actually cause outer struggles with other people, because it will subconsciously be projected from yourself. So looking at those deeper emotions is better for you than allowing them to simmer under the surface. Also, if you allow things to simmer under the surface, this can also cause health problems. So it's important to let those things out and release them. Venus in Gemini sextiles Uranus and Aries, and they both in conjunct Saturn and Scorpio, creating a yod. So with Venus and Gemini sextiling Uranus and Aries, now this is going to create a sense of freedom in our relationships, freedom to be ourselves, and we can communicate more freely at this time in our relationships, and we can even communicate our most wildest unconventional ideas. And with them both in conjuncting Saturn and Scorpio, this is definitely interesting, considering Saturn is very restrictive, very conservative. The other thing with Saturn and Scorpio, though, is that it's really delving into some really deep transformational stuff that is, you know, hidden, things that are actually considered taboo. So Saturn's actually kind of in an interesting place, you know, as it is. So with them both in conjuncting it, it's really, we're striving to create massive change while simultaneously being in this world and not, you know, abandoning responsibility. We're really taking responsibility for the things that we need to confront, the fears we need to confront, the darker aspects of ourselves that we need to confront, and really letting go of some of those fears and moving forward in a very responsible, mature way, and not just abandoning all responsibility. While Uranus in Aries is kind of like more reckless in that way. It wants to just break free and like be like, whatever, like, you know, kind of in a more self-centered way, because Aries is the sign of the self. So of course it is helping us, though, to really tune into our higher selves, to our highest selves, to our highest freedoms. Of course, the in conjunction is kind of uncomfortable, but it's important to kind of not ignore either of those aspects, though with in conjunctions there is a tendency to ignore one of those things. But it's really about adjusting and incorporating both of those things. You know, being true to ourselves while simultaneously being true to our responsibilities, and also our responsibility for owning our own darknesses and not running away from them. Venus in Gemini really adds to the relationship aspect of that, and there is a sense of more freedom in our relationships and our ability to communicate more freely, and to actually maybe even communicate those darknesses is extremely helpful. You know, this yod is making it more helpful to communicate this stuff. But really the focus is looking into our darkness, because that's where, with them both in conjuncting Saturn, that's where the finger is pointing. The yod, the finger of God, points to Saturn in Scorpio. So this is a time for digging up some of the darknesses that we may have buried, and take responsibility for those things. And then we'll feel freedom in that, and freedom in our relationships. Okay. On July 7th, the moon conjuncts Saturn in Scorpio, which is creating a grand trine with the sun in Cancer and Chiron in Pisces. But it's not exact quite on this day, but it's pretty dang close. And then Venus in Gemini squares Chiron in Pisces. So let's talk about the grand trine first here. Well, moon conjunct Saturn in Scorpio is basically everything I was just talking about. The moon is going to really help us to dig deeper into our deepest emotions, maybe even deepest desires, and understand what it is that we are, carrying within us on a subconscious level, things that we don't really pay attention to at times. So digging deeper into our own emotional selves can actually help us to move forward and be, and to also take responsibility for the fears that we might be having that are keeping us from even looking at our subconscious desires, so that we can clear the way, pave the way to the place where we want to go, the place where we become more mature and become more ourselves. Alright, and then with the Grand Trine going on, Sun in Cancer and Chiron in Pisces, Sun in Cancer is really having us to embody who we are, embody our deepest selves, our emotional selves, and kind of helps us to focus on our emotions better and to be able to, shed light on those subconscious things. And then with Chiron and Pisces, this is really uncovering some deep emotional wounds that we need to heal, some old pain that we are healing, and we can teach others by healing ourselves. We can heal ourselves and then we can share our stories. This is kind of what Chiron and Pisces is about, so that we can heal the collective. With them all in trining, it's going to be a lot easier to look at those wounds and to heal those wounds. And really, meditation is one of the best ways to deal with this. Trying to run away from it is only going to delay the inevitable. And if you just face your fears, face the parts of you are afraid of, then you will be free of those things, free of the pain, free of the stories, and be able to really be who you were meant to be in this world. With Venus and Gemini squaring Chiron and Pisces, this could bring up some old wounds that are related to our relationships, and we can communicate some old stuff to our partners, but it's going to create some tensions, because obviously, if you're bringing up old wounds and it's in square to the Venus and Gemini, that's just, how that goes. So, the best thing to do is really, if you're the one receiving the information from a partner, try not to be judgmental. If you're the one approaching these conversations from your own wounds, just try to approach it in the gentlest way possible. Communicate it, though. Do not try to suppress it. Do allow for yourself to be healed. And on July 8th, the moon moves into Sagittarius. So this is great because it'll help us to expand further and learn more things, and really expand our horizons, allow our emotions to be expanded, and we will enjoy doing anything that can help expand our knowledge and look at things from a more philosophical perspective, and even look at our emotions from a more philosophical perspective. And we can feel more inspired to do things and have adventures and learn new things. And so yeah, July 8th kind of lightens up a little bit. Alright, well, I'll be back with your next forecast very soon. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate it very much. Have a great week, and make sure to like and subscribe and comment and share. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.